we bought a new plane that we're gonna use today in our flight plan. So our flight plan today, I think we're gonna do. So I think we're gonna do. This flight plan. So this is Sky Vector. This is a site that they use in real life, real pilots. And I think we're gonna leave from Chicago O'Hare Airport and go to Cleveland Hopkins Airport, and we will do a 24 left ILS approach, because if you go to the airport diagram, 24 left is right here, and we can rotate so we can see it better. 24 left is right here. Alright. And you can see that the size of this runway is bigger. So it's not, this was 9,000 by 150. This was 9,953 by 150. Okay. This is going to be our flight plan. We're not going to have a SID, but we'll have a star, which would be this. And the distance between these ones are pretty big, but not massively big. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and go to SimBrief that I pay for, and I also pay for Navigraph charts. And in here we can see everything we need to see. If we go to Cleveland, we're already on Cleveland. For left is right here. I don't remember how to rotate this. There we go. There's 24 left right here. Taxiway and everything. So this is the runway we're gonna be landing on. And the frequency number for this runway . So, trying to find the information for it. Charts. ILS. 24 left. Here it is right here. So our ILS approach number is in 109.9. I believe that's it right there. So okay, we'll go in here. Yeah. Alright. So now let's go ahead and let's program my flight. Alright, so you can see we already have the flight, but let me show you guys how to do this. Let's just make a bigger screen here so we can go ahead and we'll just go ahead and say new flight. Airliner, we are gonna be American Airlines today because we bought a new plane. We got a discount on it. That's a 777, which it's different between the 747. The 747 has 4 engines. The 777 has 2 engines. So if you get in some trouble, you are a lot more in trouble having just 2 engines than having 4. Another thing is the checklist ain't very detailed on here compared to the 747. So I might have to find another checklist I might have to read off of online or use my memory, because the checklist, all it does for the 777, it just tells you, it just does a checklist for getting the engines and everything powered up, but it doesn't tell you what to do after that for taxi. It doesn't tell you for the passenger, the circulation, the cabin, or recirculate the cabin and stuff. It don't tell you anything about that, so I'll have to do the checklist, probably go through that, maybe. So we'll do Merrick. American Airlines. What's the AA? Yeah. But do I want to spell the whole thing? So O'Herd, O'Herd to Cleveland. And we'll do real life weather and real life time. So depending on what it looks like there in real life is what's gonna be like on here. Now we are in this. We're gonna be flying the 777-3. The new plane I just bought. What is it? 777-3 something. 300 ER. But 777 is all you really need to know. I don't think this matters. It's just a Boeing 777. That's just the model of it. It doesn't matter. So 300 ER is what we're flying. 300 ER, American Airlines. We can change the skin. They got different skins that we can use. We got Air Force. We got really cool skins. Now, look how small this plane is compared to my 747. This is 4 engines, right? Look how this is only 2 engines, but 747 is a lot massive. This is what they use for Air Force. I mean, if I go to livery, you can see it. United States of America. This is what they use for, you know. This is the same model they use for the Air Force One. But we'll run American Airlines. That's fine. And then that's a wait, KDTW. That's Texas, isn't it? That's Detroit. Okay, I'm about to say. I thought that was Texas Fort Worth. So that's gonna be our alternate airport if something happens. You know, we have a Mayday call, whatever. Cost of this is gonna be 3. AA American Airlines 777 pounds. We're gonna be doing a instrument landing approach. Instrument landing system is what it's called. But this is gonna be IFR, so instrument flight rules. Like I said, this is our first time flying the 777. Never flown it before. I know Boeing jets pretty well over the years of flight schools and stuff, but it's a little different than the 747. So we're gonna be playing it. We're gonna be learning together. You know, I've never been trained on a 777. I've only been trained on a 747 from friends that are actually pilots and from the flight school I was in and all that stuff. But I dropped out of flight school because I didn't know if I was gonna like stick with it and spend $30,000 and not stick with it. But if I remember correctly, we'll be all right. We're just gonna be learning together with the new plane that we just bought. And then I would like to, let's just do 09 left, and then 24 left. And that's going to be our waypoint. So we need to make sure this matches what we're going to fly. We could do it manually. We might do our waypoints manually so we can make sure it selects the right ones. altitude, we're gonna go at 20,000. 25,000 feet. Do about 350 passengers, and we'll just do auto for these, and that'll generate for us automatically. Because we can do the math ourselves, but if we do auto, it's gonna auto generate and calculate it for us. Most systems do that in real life now. Anyways, what time is it in real life over there? I didn't even know Chicago was on the same time I am, but it's 11:06 a.m. We'll say our flight will take off. We'll say we'll take off at least. We'll give us 2 hours. Alright. 2 hours because it's a new plane. Plus, you know, that's usually what they do. Usually the first plane of the day is usually the longest. But, see, people don't understand. You just get on a plane and go. These pilots are in this plane for a while, doing maintenance, walking around. I mean, they're there for hours before they even take off to do maintenance. They gotta look around the plane. They gotta make sure they see any wear and tear. Let maintenance know. You know, they gotta check all the systems and everything. They gotta check the fuselage. They gotta do all that, man. Like, people don't understand. That's why, like, I'm putting 2 hours. It gives me time to do, you know, to make sure everything's good. And I might have to get a new checklist. Because the checklist that they provide you with the 777 is actually pretty bad. Let's generate flight. And if you want to get real realistic, you can get a printer and print these out like real life. So you see the total fuel we're going to need is about 32,000. We're going to waste about 1,400 in taxi. A trip 14. And here's all the waypoints right here. It gives us a breakdown of everything. Our star waypoint here, interlogger, a logger. So this is what we're gonna be flying today. We got to program all this in the FMC, the flight management control, or the flight management computer, or the flight management system, however you want to look at it, FMC or FMS. It's called an FMC, but you can call it both. Alright, so you can see we're gonna burn an estimated 13,000 fuel in the air. Now this plane is a 777. You notice that when I did the 747 last night, it was around 46,000 fuel. Well, we were in the 747 that took 4 engines. We need less fuel because we only got 2 engines, right? And also everything else is a lot smaller with our payload and stuff. Our baggage can be 23. All right, so let's go ahead and find a gate here. We don't want a ramp. A ramp won't have a jetway. We need we can do large. And then like I said, we're gonna do a real life weather, real life time. So whatever the weather is looking like in Chicago, I'm in Louisiana, so I wouldn't have no way to know unless I look at the radar. But you see we have live weather, and it's currently 11:09, which is currently 11:09 here. And we're set to take off around 1. We got live players, so these are live people in the game like me. We got live traffic, so these are players in the real world, real pilots. And we have real life weather. And where are we at in reference to? Right here. So we are right there. So if I bring up the chart here to look at the airport. I don't remember how to shoot. I want to see the whole runway, the whole airport. Let me see the whole airport. I don't know. There's so many stuff on here. Wait. There we go. Okay, so we're right there. So if you look in the, you look right here, you kind of see that spot right there, right? Oh, we're on the wrong airport. We're taking off from here. My bad. I was about to say this looks a little different. All right, so there we go. So if you're looking at it from this direction, right? There's H. We're over here. So we're just off. We're over here. We're over here. So they're probably gonna have us taxi out of H or G. Frank, oh no. The guy's flying. Alright, so let's just go ahead and This is a new plane, so the checklist is pretty bad. Let me see if I can find another checklist that we can follow. I like the 747 checklist. Let's just say Microsoft Flight Simulator 777 RE 300. No, 300 ER. Checklist. PDF. Because the checklist they give you for a plane that you buy is horrible. And this is a 2004 Microsoft. Okay, we'll keep that up just in case. Let's just see what else we find here. I'm just gonna go based off my memory. You know me wouldn't do this, but we'll just go with it and see what happens. I don't know, man. The checklist is not that great for this plane, but let's go. We got real life weather. Oh shoot. Here we go. Let's get it. See what happens. So hopefully it's not too cloudy there. Hopefully the weather's looking good in real life. I haven't looked. I can look. See what the weather's looking like. It looks pretty cloudy. Let's see, Chicago weather. 69. Not gonna rain. Winds is 9 miles per hour. Just a little cloudy. Looks like. It looks like it looks pretty bad, but it don't look. So it's not raining there. It just looks cloudy, I guess. Oh my god. Sure. It's pretty cloudy. I mean, It says it's not gonna rain, and I do hear the wind, so that does seem about right. 9 miles per hour. Dangerous heat. 12% rain today there. And I'm looking around the airport, so it's just cloudy a little bit. But here we go. So the checklist ain't very good in this plane. I'm not a fan. That's all you have. You don't have a shutdown procedure. You don't have a. It's just not very good. This is all we have. We just have start before starting engine, after starting engine. That's it. For a plane that you buy, I'm not impressed with that. Oh my God! Look how many people are here. Holy crap! And these are real life people in real life, and these are people on the game like me. Is probably why it's so congested. So, like I said, it looks like for that plane, or for that runway, the ILS frequency number for that runway, for the plane to be able to land itself, is 1.9 something. We'll double check. .9, is that correct? Yeah, 109.9. 109.9, that's correct. That's the frequency number that we need to input into our computer so the plane can communicate with the runway when we get close and be able to intercept the runway and be able to line us up perfectly to the runway and do its thing for the glide slope and the interception. So that's going to be correct. 109.9, that is correct. Let's go back. These are our stars. So this is how we can, so a star instead is basically getting yourself lined up for final or getting yourself transitioned out to your waypoint. So a lot of these numbers are hard to understand. I still don't know all the numbers and what everything means. It just tells you what, this SID does. Or this would be a star. Yeah, this would be our star. My bad. Not our SID. Our SID would be this. So this would be like if you're leaving, departing. This would be if you're approaching in. So so this is gonna be this. So this is the. If you look, this is like your northwest area. We're coming from here, right? And we're going over the water, and then we're coming in. You see that? That's this name of that star. But guess what? If you look at that, and then you go look at our flight plan, check this out. You see our flight plan? How we're using the same one as this name? Well, if you look, how it says we come over here from this waypoint. We're going from this waypoint right here, right? That's the same waypoint that we have right here. And then we're coming around here. Well, look at our flight plan. What are they doing? What are they doing here? We're going from the waypoint, and then we're going down, and what they're doing. Same exact thing what it's telling us to do here. We're coming around here, through the water, all the way far around through the water, and then we're making a turn right here. Now, this ain't going to be 100% accurate from what we're seeing. Like, we make the turn a little bit later, but you get the gist. This is the SID that or the star that we're using. The star means to get us up for final, which means once we make that turn on this star, we're gonna be lined up. We're gonna be like pretty much runway's gonna be in sight, or airport's gonna be we're gonna be like turning for the last time probably until we land. That's our final. And then you can see we have this waypoint right here, which is what we have right here. So once we hit this waypoint, we're pretty much getting everything set up. We're getting into our descent, most likely. And you can see we're coming around here, and then you got all these different waypoints that you have. This one right here that you can see right here that we also using right there, right? We're using this one, so you can see everything that you're seeing right here is what we're using to get ourselves set up for our final. because we are using this SID right here. This is a SID. We're using the SID. If you go back, that is our SID, and every SID has their own set of waypoints. So if we go back up, there we are. Now we're using 4. We have 4 at the end. That doesn't mean nothing. We're still using the same one as this one right here. That doesn't matter. That just has number 4 just to keep everything organized from other SIDs and stars that we may have, because there's so many SIDs and stars in the world. That's all that means. But either way, they're going to contain the same waypoints because they contain. We're doing all of these same waypoints that you see right here. You can see if I go back down, every waypoint you see that we're using right here is what is contained in here. And then you have SID. SID is like if we're departing. You know, we're departing out. We may stay straight, and then we may turn and come back to to go toward our destination. That'll be a SID. We're getting out. We're transitioning. We're keeping it straight for a little while, and then we'll start gradually coming back until we clear the area. That would be a SID. Okay. I still don't know too much about what everything in this chart means. It's a lot to take in, but I know enough. You really don't need to know everything on this sheet. It just tells you the basic of like there's a mountain in your way, or it just tells you how you like right here. It'll tell you your lift and your approximate speed, and like you're turning ahead in 058 to come back around here to this waypoint and then come back around here. It just tells you how you're gonna leave the airport. That's all it's telling you, right? So you can see, let's say this is the airport right here. It's the airport, right? Let's say you leave the airport, you're holding straight, and then you're gonna turn ahead in 058 and start making your way back to your destination, right? Because sometimes you might not always take off on the runway. You might not always take off going the direction that you need to go, right? Alright, so that's how that works. Let's go back to our Chicago airport here where Home Alone was filmed at. One of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie so much. We're gonna be over here somewhere. You know how I know we're gonna be over here? Let me see. Wait, did we freeze? We froze. Interesting. Hopefully it lets me quit it. Never happened before. It's weird. Probably because I'm doing a whole lot, but it's fine. We didn't have nothing started up anyways. We'll restart it and like I said, I ain't never flown this plane before. The 777, only the 747. So I'm gonna be looking around for a second, probably to read the panels to figure out where things is at. Because it might not. It's gonna be similar to the Boeing 747, But it's probably got, it's a 2 engine. There's probably gonna be some things in different spots, so it's gonna take me probably a second to read, make sure I'm doing what I need to do. All right, let's go. All right. All right, here we are. We only got 2 engines, and it's 777. So let's see. I never seen this plane before. I just bought it. So this looks a little different than the 747, not a whole lot. We're gonna autopilot, auto arm, auto throttles. See, our smoking signs is up here. Smoking stuff. The 747 is down here. So we have our APU, we have our battery, which is over here. Weird. Here's the batteries in the middle. Where's our engines? How do we turn our engines on? Right here? No. Okay, where do we turn on our engines? Like I said, I could read the checklist, but I'm trying to get familiar. Never flown this plane before. There's our fuel. These are our fuel pumps. These are our fuel valves. So I'm gonna find it. Don't worry. I'm gonna find it. There's. I know it's up here somewhere. Not say, but anti-ice engine. External power, battery APU. Bro, where is it at? Where is the freaking engines on this plane? Landing gear. I know what I'm looking for. Like I know what all this is. I just feel like I'm overlooking it. Like this plane, I don't see no thing that no lever that you pull. Ah, my God. Window heat. APU start. Let me just go down the list here. It's gonna be up here, I would think. So, secondary, all that, APU start. Okay. Good. Smoking. No smoking, seatbelts. Landing gear, floodlights. Taxi, strobe. Anti-ice. Fuel. Projection. Ah, there they are. They're way up here. They're usually not that high up. And they usually don't look like this. Like these little knobs. They usually look black square. So, okay, we found them. And then here's our cutout. Okay. Getting worried about to say it. The hell? Alright, like I said, they're following this plane before, so we're learning together this plane. Batteries on. External power on. We'll start the APU. We'll just turn the APU on once we can. So we'll wait for it to show that we can. Our fuel pumps. So I'm guessing these are our fuel pumps right here. There you go. Like I said, I just highlighted so y'all can see. These are our fuel pumps. I figured that would be the fuel pumps because this is our cross feed to cross them from engine to engine. Like I said, we're gonna learn together. Never flown this plane. Never used a computer on this plane, but I'm sure it's the same as any other Boeing jet or any plane, especially with the FMC. We're gonna program our flight, like I said. We're gonna do all that here in just a second before we start the engine. We're gonna start getting the jetway connected.
O'Hare Ground Air Force One, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
Air Force One, the jetway is...
Where is FMC? FMC. Or ATC. How do you change shoot? Okay, well, I think you have to quit the game, quit, and go back to change it. We're not gonna do it right now, so we'll just keep Air Force.
going to be connected.
That's connected. We can start baggage service.
O'Hare Ground Air Force One, could you please send the baggage?
Air Force One baggage is on the way.
And this is beacon. That's gonna be where's it at in this plane? Right here. Thrust levers. Auto. APU bleed. That's gonna be over here somewhere. Engine. It's not APU bleed. Engine bleed air switches. Those are gonna be on. Alright, engine 2. So we'll start that. We'll see if that starts. Which it does look like it is. Engine 2 is starting. At this point, we don't have to generate. It tells you if the door is open. We don't have to generate the IRS for the alignment of our GPS. And I don't know how the tablet works though. I know you can. It showed in the picture that you can use it and you can click the buttons, but I'm not sure. Not sure, like, how do we get it to work? Like, there's nothing. Like, you can click it. Obviously, you can use it. It showed in the picture you can use it, but how? Like, I've tried everything to get this thing on. Power. I've tried this. It doesn't work. I mean, we got power in aircraft, so why wouldn't this work, right? And I'm clicking this. The engine 2 is on. So, we'll... Engine 1. Monitor that. Okay. Once the engine gets up to life, we'll go ahead and turn off the APU selector. So it tells us to turn off our APU selector, but I might turn off the APU and the selector. So I'm not sure. These are different for the speed. Thrust mode. I'm guessing that would be your with the plane controlling the speed by itself, but it's not. I've never seen it named this before though. So now we can go in here and we'll just turn off.
O'Hare ground, SkyWest 5467 Heavy request taxi to the gate. SkyWest 5467 Heavy taxi to gate Mike 14 via taxiway Echo.
And now once I turn off turn on all these lights right here, as you can see. And that's it for our checklist. All we have, which is, I don't know, weird. All right. But you know what? We made a mistake.
Taxiing to gate Mike 14 via taxi.
We shouldn't have started the engine yet until we got our flight plan.
Runway 27 left Alpha 1 Bravo November 2 November November 3 November Victor 4 SkyWest 5467 Heavy.
Do I want to kill the engines? No, we could just role play it out and put more fuel in it. It's fine. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's program this good bad guy. So, this is gonna be the flight plan we're gonna have. All right. We could do it manually, but let's just do it. Let's go ahead and generate it. This flight plan right here. All right, so. First thing we're gonna do is go to menu. Where's my settings? This one's a little bit different. Oh crap! This one's a little bit different than my other one. How do you get to your settings? Uh-oh. Where's my settings? This is a little different. Usually you just go to your menu and you can get to your. I'll set that entry. I mean, Oh, I haven't put it. Okay, I'm trying to find my settings. Take off. This all looks the same, but where's my settings at? Should be in menu. It's going on. Just one sec, guys. We're gonna try to figure this out. It's a little different. I mean, it looks the same, but I'm not seeing my settings. Normally it'd be under menu. We got our legs. So normally you go to menu and you have settings right here. That doesn't even do anything. Well, we're gonna have to. I'm not sure why I was doing that. Go to flight plan. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT because because I'm not seeing it at all. I like maybe that FMC don't have it. I don't know. Hey, I have a question.
Of course, I'm here for whatever you need. What's on your mind?
So I bought a new plane on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's the 777, and I have a question about the FMC.
Ah, nice. The 777 is a classic. What's your question about the FMS? Are you having trouble with programming a flight plan or maybe something else with the
Not
route?
at all, not at all. I'm having trouble finding my settings menu, so I can change the weight and balance.
Ah, gotcha. So in the 777 FMS, the payload and weight menu is usually in the index or weight and balance page. You'll go to the init page and from there scroll to the left side menu options. Usually it's under something like payload or aircraft weight.
But I'm using SimBrief, so how can I generate it from there to the FMC like the S747?
Ah, I see what you mean. So with SimBrief, you can export a payload and fuel plan as a CSV or PDF, and then you manually input it into the FMC. The 777 doesn't usually import directly like the 747, but you can copy weights, fuel, and balance over. Once you enter it, it should up.
Or I have to put it in manually, I guess. That sucks. Alright, let's just go. Alright, so K. KORD. Hello? There we go. Why is it not executing? Hello? K. C. L. E. Actually, kind of weird. There we go. Flight number is runway 09 left if I can. Reserve 3. Our fuel. So, what's our fuel at right now? My God. So this is accurate. Okay, so this is accurate. Oh, this is different. I see. So this is whatever you put in here, this could be accurate here. It's not like that. Another one. So with that update automatically, I need 32,000 fuel. So 32. So that is going to be 209,000. So we're going to do 32. So let's do 3,200. $32.1 point. The hell, dude. Let's kill the engines. I don't know why this ain't. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. So, 33, 2, 1. So we have 209. Let me do this. Why does it not let me change it? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 0, 5. That one changed. I hit the wrong one. That one changed. So 32.
O'Hare Ground, SkyWest 5015 requesting pushback.
0.6.
SkyWest 5015 pushback request accepted.
I'm getting aggravated now, dude. I might have to change it over here, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna have to change it like this. Why can I input it in here? Oh my god, bro. So can I see the fuel percentage? So we need 32,000. That's 33. That's plenty enough. So 8% what we need, right? That's 33,000 of fuel. That's 18. We don't have nothing in tank 2 and 3 though. Which we don't have. Take it. That's why we don't have. We only have 1 and 4. Right. So 33.7. That's what we need. Cause we need 32,000 and some change. So 33 gives us an extra measure of fuel. So and then our payload is payload. We don't even have a.
O'Hare Ground, SkyWest 5015 requesting the end of pushback.
84.
SkyWest 5015 request to end pushback received.
84. 500.
O'Hare Ground, SkyWest 5015 with India
And
ready
then
to taxi IFR. SkyWest 5015 taxi to and hold short of runway 09er center using taxiway Yankee Yankee Delta Zulu.
we'll
Contact tower on 128.15 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 09er center via taxiway Yankee Yankee Delta Zulu SkyWest 5015.
try and get as close as I can to that number. Four, 2, 5. We're close. So So we need to go to 550 then. 475. No, maybe 475 or 575. Yep, 84,500. That looks right for our payload, as you can see. Alright. So, and our baggage is going to be about 22,000. So, 9 and 9. That's pretty close to 23,000. Put the cargo in there. So, and then we have our cabin and everything, which we're not going to measure that out by hand. So, we got our fuel, we got our payload, and our payload max load. About 400, yeah, so 460. So we'll leave that the same. Alright. Let's finish this out. Cost index. No. 2. Alright, that should be good. Double check everything here. We can do the waypoint separate, but we can just go in here and start working on our departure. Like I said, we're not going to use a SID. We don't have to. 09 left. Good. Execute that. Alright, let's get out of there. Let's go into our approach. And then this, like I said, we're going to be taking this one for our approach. And you can see right here. There it is right there, and that's going to be our star right there. So that's going to contain these other waypoints that we're going to see over here. Like I was telling you before. We go over into Cleveland. We're going to go find that star, and I'm going to show you. Here it is. So these are our stars, possible stars. We click on this, it's going to contain the waypoints that we have. So as you can see, we're going to come right here. At this waypoint, once we get to the waypoint, we're going to enter in to these set of waypoints into our star. Well, if you go back, you can see we have our star there, and if you go down to our map, look what we have here. You know, we start here, and we come all the way down into these set of waypoints that you see right here. So, as you can see, so as you can see, MC, Koi, you have all the waypoints. So that's going to be our setup for our final. Alright. So we're going to go and we're going to do 24 left ILS approach. And you see, it says RNAV, it don't say ILS. It needs to be ILS. So we're going to select this star. And we're going to find 24 left ILS. And execute that. Alright. Now we're going to go to legs and we're going to double check how everything looks. Not sure why it disappears like that though. There we go. That's too close. But no, this continues either. And there you go. And we're getting set up there. So we'll go to that waypoint there. Let me go a little bit closer. And it's leaving out some waypoints I'm seeing. I could add a waypoint in separate. We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. We'll just roll with it. Next time we'll do it manually, and then we'll go through our and do our departure and stuff. And then I said.
Skywest 6407 heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 10 left by a taxiway Victor Tree Golf Golf Cross runway 28 right Golf.
There it is. ILS 109.9. I already inputted it in.
Contact tower on 126.9er when ready.
Let me check my route on here as well, just to see how everything looks on here. So.
Taxiing hold short runway 10 left by a taxiway
Looks
Victor
good.
Tree Golf Golf Cross runway 28 right Golf Golf Papa Papa.
Looks really good. Really good.
6407 heavy.
Really good. Really good. Now you see how our waypoint is here? That's exactly what you see on this chart. Take a look at this chart. It's having you go out here, and then you can come back around to the airport. And the airport's right here. So we're going around here. And you can come, I mean, we're actually going out, I think, towards. Yeah. Where's it at? Where's it at? Heading 101. Alright. Start engines back on. We can actually do it. We can actually go ahead and push back and stuff while we're waiting on that. Let's request our IFR.
Ground Air Force 777 ready to copy IFR clearance to Cleveland.
It looks like we have low fuel, but that's how much we need.
Cleveland Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 10 left climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.625 squawk 0414.
Air Force 777 cleared to Cleveland Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 10 left climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 126.625 squawk 0414.
Air Force 777 readback is correct.
I don't like this knob. I wish you could just type it in. I don't like that.
To taxi.
On this plane.
Stay.
O'Hare Ground Air Force 777 with India ready to taxi IFR.
Air Force 777 taxi to and hold short of runway 10 left by a taxiway Victor 5 Victor Alpha 18 Alpha Alpha 14 Bravo November 2 November Zulu. Contact tower on 126.9er when ready.
The hell? What's going on here? Alright, I went the wrong way, I think.
Air Force 777
Right.
acknowledge last transmission.
Taxiing hold short runway 10 left using taxiway Victor 5 Victor Alpha 18 Alpha Alpha 14 Bravo November 2 November Zulu Air Force 777.
So, using taxiway V5. So, V5, so. I'm not really sure 100% where we're at. B5 is right here. B7, so that means we're over here, parked. Right? We're gonna take B5, and then we're gonna go down to V. Down to A. Or A18. I'm not sure what A18 is.
O'Hare ground, SkyWest 6069er requesting pushback. SkyWest 6069er pushback request accepted.
So here's A15, A17. So down here is A. That's A17 right there. So where is? Just go with it. We don't have enough time to sit here and plan that. I mean, we're gonna know where it's at anyways, because they're gonna lead us to it. Alright, let's try to get our engine started here.
O'Hare ground, SkyWest 6069er requesting the end of pushback. SkyWest 6069er request to end pushback received.
I'm having trouble getting the engine started now.
O'Hare ground, SkyWest 6069er with India ready to taxi IFR. SkyWest 6069er taxi to and hold short of runway 09er center by a taxiway Papa 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 1 Tango Tango Delta cross runway 22 right Delta Zulu. Contact tower on 128.15 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 09er center using taxiway Papa 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 1 Tango
Oh, we also
Tango
gotta
Delta
do.
cross runway 22 right Delta Zulu SkyWest 6069er.
That's gonna get 180 knots for V2, 155 for our rotate, 146 for no returning. We gotta commit to it. Approach. It wants to go 30 flaps, 140 knots. So that'd be our flaps and then our landing speed /140. And now we need to do our cruise real quick. Where's our cruise at? What the hell is it? Where's it at? Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah. Bye. This is what I was looking for. It's on the next page. Okay. Hold on 1 second. We just gotta figure out why we can't get the plane started back up. I turned on the APU.
O'Hare Ground, SkyWest 538 tree taxi to the gate. SkyWest 538 tree taxi to gate Papa 25 using taxiway Golf 2 Golf 2 Bravo.
The hell, dude?
Taxiing to gate Papa 25 via taxiway Golf 2 Golf 2 Bravo, SkyWest 538 tree.
Do I not have power no more? Do I need to get a truck out here? I have power because I have it on. What? APU's not wanting to turn on. It says fuel low, but I have enough. I have enough fuel. I have 33,000. Got plenty of fuel. And we don't have a engine. We don't have an engine 2 and 3. Unless engine 2 and 3 is our 2 engines. That's what it is. So it's 2 and 3. I thought it was 1 and 4. That was my fault.
O'Hare Ground, American 851 heavy taxi to the gate. American 851 heavy taxi to gate Mike 14 using taxiway Whiskey 4 Whiskey Yankee Golf Golf Cross.
Probably gonna take a second for it to.
Golf Cross runway 28 right Golf Golf November Victor 4.
There we go. There we go. That was my fault. I thought it was 1 and 4. I knew I only had 2 engines, but there's 2 and 3. I anticipated it to be 1 and 4. So I used this 2 and 3. I wasn't aware of that, but we're fine. I knew it wasn't nothing I was doing on my part inside the cockpit. I'm like, I did everything I needed to do. Once the engines come on, we'll turn off the APU. It says door is Yeah, we need to get.
O'Hare Ground Air Force 777, could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft?
No more errors. I don't like this. It doesn't show what flaps are at, it just shows 33%, 16, and it works in fives. I wish it was 10. So I didn't know this plane was like that. So what was that, 5? It's so hard to see. I don't like that. That's 5. Let's do flat 5. I go ahead and change that now. The other plane does 10, 15, stuff like that.
American 851 Heavy, hold position, caution to Boeing B748 on short final.
Now I can't change it.
Hold position, American 851 Heavy.
Let's just run 5.
American 851 Heavy.
I don't know why I can't change it. That's really dumb.
American 851 Heavy, hold
Tram
position,
6.5.
caution to Boeing 748 on final. Hold position, American 851 Heavy.
All right, whatever. We're just gonna go. We can't stay. Keep
O'Hare Ground
wasting
Air
gas.
Force 777,
Wait some
requesting
fuel.
pushback.
Air Force 777 pushback request accepted.
We just have to run 5. I didn't know that it worked in increments like that. It goes 1 to 5 to 15 to 20. I don't like that. Just do 5, I guess.
American 851 Heavy, continue taxi. American 851
Oh my God. I hate when you can't steer the plane because they keep talking.
O'Hare Ground Air Force 777 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Air Force 777, your request has been transmitted.
Now, it looks like we have low fuel, but we have plenty, trust me. For this, it's only a 2-hour flight. I mean, you can see we have plenty of fuel in here. We needed 3,200. I put like 400 extra in there, so we're fine.
O'Hare Ground, Endeavor 4818.
Now I can't stop the plane until she stops talking.
Endeavor 4818 taxi to and hold short of runway 09er center using taxiway Papa 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 1 Tango Tango Delta cross runway 22 right Delta Zulu.
Oh my God.
Contact tower on 128.15 when ready.
O'Hare Ground Air Force 777 requesting
That's
pushback.
dumb.
Air Force 777 request to end pushback received. Taxi to and hold short runway 09er center via taxiway Papa
Turn weather on
Papa
too.
Papa 1 Tango Tango Delta cross runway 22 right Delta Zulu Endeavor 4818.
Wait. Now it wants us to go this way? Okay.
American 851 Heavy, hold position, caution, the Boeing B748 on final.
I got. See, I don't have the full checklist for the plane, so I already didn't do things I know we would have done already.
Position, American 851
But
Heavy.
we'll go ahead and take care of the ones we need to do. Which is, we need to set auto throttles on. We'll turn that on. That's the APU. We can turn that on. We'll get the. Oh, that's the autopilot. We need to set. All right. So we got everything set up for that. I'm forgetting a couple things. In real life, I wouldn't be forgetting this, but the checklist they have. The hell? The checklist they have is this. They don't have everything you need that the other plane has. My other plane, the 747, has the whole full thing. Tells you all the the getting the autopilot set up and just so you don't forget nothing. It's not because you don't know what you're doing. It's because you don't forget something. That's why. But I just took care of what I needed to take care of up there. I'm just trying to remember if I forgot anything. Real life, it wouldn't happen, but I'm not about to go look over and, I gotta find a good one that works well, that I can import into the game where I can use it in here. I wonder if I can use the 747. Probably not, because they probably have different things. This is a big airport. This is where Home Alone was filmed at. One of my favorite movies of all time. This guy, are you holding or are you just gonna go out in front of me? Nice. So we're gonna be going over Lake Michigan today. And hopefully we have a good landing. I mean, I haven't played in a while. And I haven't done any flight stuff in a while. Even though I went to flight school back in the day. Yeah. Should be good though. We know what we're doing. I could land a plane in real life. I ain't even never been in a plane before. I did my flight scut, like my stuff for my computer work and stuff, and then I just dropped out. I didn't actually make it into the plane. Been in a helicopter, but I know quite a bit about planes because I've been around a lot of people and pilots and stuff, and in flight school, the computer work, learning about the instruments and stuff. Learn about failures, instruments, and stuff like that, and what everything means. And there's a lot of things you don't even need to know in a cockpit. Some things, like, it's mostly for engineers. It's not really for pilots. This plane's pretty modern. But that guy's holding short for me. So we are American Airlines today. And our V1 is going to be 146, and our V2 to 142. We'll look over here on our speed. to figure out our V1s and stuff. Our V2, that will pop up right here on our speed. And that'll give us our V1. V1 means no matter if you lose 2 engines, if you hit V1, you have to commit. You have to take off. Nothing you can do. You're not going to have enough runway to save from hitting the end of the runway or whatever's at the end of the runway. V2 is your rotation. That's your rotate. Or, yeah, your VR, I meant, as your rotate. And the V2 will be like, you know, positive rate gear up.
American 1760 heavy pushback request accepted. O'Hare ground American 851 heavy taxi to the gate. American 851 heavy taxi to gate Charlie 2 using taxiway Whiskey Tree Whiskey Foxtrot Sierra Sierra 1 Tango Cross runway 28 center Tango Cross runway 28 right Tango Bravo Alpha Niner Alpha. Taxiing to gate Charlie 2 using taxiway Whiskey Tree Whiskey Foxtrot Sierra Sierra 1 Tango Cross runway 28 center Tango Cross runway 28 right Tango Bravo Alpha Niner Alpha American 851 heavy.
O'Hare Tower Air Force 777 ready for departure runway 10 left IFR to Cleveland.
Air Force 777 altimeter 29.908 wind 074 at 1.
Forgot to put that on. See, I mean, I'm missing things because the checklist is not complete. It's a horrible checklist.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left Air Force 777.
So 240, they want us to cruise at 240, 240, 240, 240, and then we'll start getting down our speed when we start to come in. Okay, so we'll kind of cruise at 240 then. Just make sure we ain't forgetting nothing here, because the checklist, this is all we have in the checklist. And it's not that I don't know what I'm doing, but there's so much, you have to have a complete checklist, and this is not a complete checklist. I can't believe this checklist is included with this pay aircraft, and my free aircraft is not included. I mean, it has way more. It has a complete checklist. You know, your end procedure, your shutdown procedure, your cruise procedure, you know, your after takeoff procedure, your taxi procedure. This ain't got shit. I'm very disappointed in that. I paid for this. I get $12 I paid for this, and it's actually a $20, $30 aircraft. And I mean, and I can't even get this to work. So it's not that I don't know what I'm doing, but there's not much I can do when you're forgetting things and this is your first time flying this aircraft because you don't have a complete checklist. But I think that's everything. I think we got our landing lights on. Those come off at 10,000 feet. Taxi lights are off. Just trying to remember things here. APU can come off. Think we're good? I think we are good. See that plane? That's the one. That's the one I like to fly. This guy's huge. It's what they use for Air Force One. The checklist is more complete, and it's free. And this one, I paid $12 for this thing. And it doesn't even have a complete checklist. I'm happy to go off the top of my head, really. In real life, you wouldn't do that. Alright, and then we gotta check our V1, make sure we hit our V1 speeds. Which we're gonna look down here for our speeds. I don't like these keybinds. Once we hit our V1, there's no returning. And we'll hit our VR, we'll rotate. Here we go. Full throttle set. I'm watching the speed down here. Then we hit our V1. V1, and then there's our V1, and we got VR. V1. Rotate. Oh my god, that wind. Oh my god, that wind. I felt that. There's Chicago, downtown Chicago over there. Positive rate, gear up. Probably should have did more flaps than that, but we're fine.
Air Force 777, contact Chicago departure on 126.625. Good day.
Keep climbing.
Going to 126.625 Air Force 777.
We got our diamonds on here.
Chicago departure Air Force 777 is at 2,300 feet climbing.
We'll turn our autopilot on. We'll go ahead and turn this on.
Air Force 777, Chicago departure altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to Benjo.
I can't even hit the freaking set button.
Air Force 777, contact Chicago Center on 120.35. Good day.
Downtown Chicago.
0.35 Air Force 777. Goodbye.
I don't know why. See, I'm already having issues here.
Chicago Center Air Force 777 is at 7,100 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
I can't click.
Air Force 777, Chicago Center altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to Benjo.
It won't let me click the button. That's a button right there.
Air Force 777, contact Chicago departure on 126.625. Good day.
Going to 126.625 Air Force 777. Chicago departure Air Force 777 is passing 9,100 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777, Chicago departure altimeter 29.908 radar.
There we go.
Continue to Benjo. Air Force 777, contact Chicago Center on 120.35.
We're overspeeding a little bit.
Good day.
120.35 Air Force 777. Goodbye. Chicago Center Air Force 777 is passing 9,800 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777, Chicago Center altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to Benjo. Air Force 777, contact Chicago
All right.
departure on 126.625. Good day.
Our LNAV is on now.
6.625
So now our LNAV's taking over.
777. Goodbye.
We overspeeded a little bit. This thing got up and went.
9,900 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
We're fine.
Air Force 777, Chicago departure altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to Benjo. Air Force 777, contact Chicago Center on 120.35. Good day.
Going to 120.35 Air Force 777. Chicago Center Air Force 777 is at 10,000 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777, Chicago Center altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to Benjo. Delta 813, heavy contact Chicago Center on 127.55. Good day. Air Force 777, contact Chicago Center on 127.8. Good day. 127.55.
Now, why is this not working?
Heavy. Goodbye.
Going to 127.8 Air Force 777. Chicago Center Air Force 777 is passing 10,200 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777, Chicago Center.
That doesn't work.
29.908 radar contact.
Oh my God, bro.
Air Force 777, contact Chicago Center on 127.55. Good day.
127.55 Air Force 777.
There's not much I can do when there's bugs every time I play something.
Chicago Center Air Force
That's a bug.
777
This is supposed to
passing
work. It's my vertical
10,900
speed.
feet, climbing 13,000
Now I gotta go fucking slow.
Air Force 777 Chicago Center altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to Benjo.
We're gonna put our auto throttle on while we get this figured out. It's gonna maintain our auto throttle for us. Alright, we're on the right pace here. Doing good. I just can't get the vertical speed to work. I don't even have nothing here. The fuck is that? It's broke. It ain't working. There's nothing I can do about that.
SkyWest 5517 heavy 10,800 feet.
That's just frustrating, man.
7 heavy Chicago Center altimeter 29.908 radar contact. Continue to
Like, what do I do about that? That's my vertical speed. I gotta go up slow. My fucking god, bro.
Lindbergh 4562 contact Chicago Center on 125.1. Good day.
Do I just go myself?
Going to 125.1 Lindbergh 4562.
This is broke. This doesn't work.
West 5517
I mean,
heavy contact Chicago Center on 120.35.
it's bugging this out when I click it. What the fuck is this? It's broke. There's nothing I can do. Not on me. Now we gotta go. Now we gotta go. Man.
SkyWest 5517 heavy. Chicago Center Lindbergh 4562 11,000 feet. Lindbergh 4562 Chicago Center altimeter 29.908 radar contact.
They didn't say I can go any higher, but when they do, I'm turning the autopilot off and I'm going. Let's go ahead and increase our speed a little bit more too. That works. Oh, this works fine. This works. This works. Even though you can't push inside the button that you're supposed to press, they won't let me press it.
Flight level 230.
So that's broken too.
United 606 heavy Chicago Center altimeter 29.909 radar contact. Continue.
You know what? Let's just go up, man. Let's get to about 290. Where do they want me to be at? 240? I want me to be at 240. I guess we can go 240. This is crazy, man. I bought this aircraft and it's got more bugs than the free one. Can't even get this to work either. The hell is this shit? Well, on a bright note, our LNAV works. So our plane is completely following our waypoint automatically. It's gonna follow each waypoint, each move, each time the plane each time our waypoint turns, whatever. LNAV is gonna take over and it's gonna work with our computer and it is going to follow each waypoint without us doing a damn thing. And then all we gotta do is just control our speed as we get to our waypoints and decrease when we're supposed to decrease, when ATC tells us to and our flight management control system tells us to for our top of descent. And then we just gotta control our flaps as we get ready to slow our plane down for landing, and then we need to land at approximately what, 146?
Chicago Center
139 for landing speed. It's pretty slow.
is at 14,900.
That's pretty slow.
Climbing flight level 190.
The other thing, you gotta be careful you don't stall.
United 216
So you don't want to
Chicago Center
put
altimeter
30 flaps too quickly.
29.909 radar contact. Continue.
You don't want to put 30 flaps in 139 before you get close enough to the airport or the runway. You might stall. There's a possibility you could. But this is going to be, well, this is telling us that this is going to be our touchdown speed. This should be our touchdown speed. So when we get on a final, we should be pretty close to already at 30 flaps, and then we can bring our speed down a little bit more from 143 to 139. So that looks fine. And then we're going to hit our top of descent. It looks like right here. So we're at, so you can see top of descent, it's going to be not sure why this says 780, but flight, we know it's gonna be, let me double check that, but we're gonna, either way, we're gonna hit our top of descent. Looks like around here. So we start going down from 24, 21, 19. I don't know what the 780A is. Let me go double check and make sure we did everything right there. 25,000 feet. We did. So we're just gonna say that whatever that, I don't know what that means, but we know by looking at this, it doesn't take a rocket science. You can see it go down. So 17A, I'm just gonna say that's probably a conversion of something. And we are going into, so yeah. And then we start 24, 21, 19, so we'll start going down, and then our speed, I don't know where I got the other speed from before, but our speed wants to be 310 now. We can speed it up. And let's see if we can increase to go higher. Because I haven't heard nothing from them about going higher. All it says, the guy's chilling at 13,000 feet. I mean, we're way too low, I feel like. I don't know why they haven't said anything to us. Let's request. See, we're at 13,000, now put us close to our goal.
Chicago Center Air Force 777. Request flight level 230.
Air Force 777 climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230 Air Force 777.
I can't believe this doesn't work. Like, how the hell am I gonna... Wait. Oh, it's working. It's working. It just doesn't have visual. Yeah, it's working. I forgot to check the needle. So you see that needle? Yeah. All right. I didn't think it was working because we don't have nothing showing on here on screen. It's working. But this is bugged out. I should be able to hit inside this little button. This little black button should be able to push it in to be able to set it from LNAV to selection, whatever. We gotta make sure we don't overspeed here. Let's just go a little bit faster. Just keep an eye on the speed. We got our auto throttles on so we can actually bring our speed down and make sure we don't. And we're gonna climb pretty quickly here because we're pretty low, and we're already over Lake Michigan and we're still pretty low. Let's just keep an eye for traffic. We even have this radar that will show if we have any traffic near us, which we don't. And we have air traffic controller that I'm sure will let us know if we have somebody at 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 miles or whatever. Because it is pretty, visibility isn't the best. We're above the clouds, so we'll see if we can increase to 25,000 feet, which is our goal. So I'm gonna increase another 2,000 feet.
Chicago Center Air Force 777 requesting vector to next waypoint.
I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do altitude.
Air Force 777 continue to Benjo turning and following heading 100 proceed on course.
So that is 100 is correct.
Air Force 777.
So let's see if we can get to our 25,000 feet.
15 Papa Papa.
That's our goal. We're above the horizon. Speed's good.
Chicago Center Air Force 777. Request flight level 250.
Air Force 777 climb and maintain flight level 230. Expect flight level 250.
All right, we're good.
Climb and maintain flight level 230. Expect flight level 250 Air Force 777.
Now, I hope this doesn't interfere with what we have here, but it shouldn't because we already have 270 in here. All right, 250 in here, so we should be all right.
134.15.
We're climbing pretty steeply, pretty quickly, but we need to get up in the air. Oh, we're above 10,000 feet. We can turn this off. My bad.
Chicago Center on 128.5. Good day.
Sick.
Air Force 777
Now she told me to fly. We're already doing that. You already gave us permission to do that.
777.
We're already there, baby girl. We're already there. I need to get a yoke or a joystick of some sort. We're way up now. So we're getting close to our 25,000 feet.
Air Force 777 traffic is 8 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 270, Boeing B748. Report them in sight.
Air Force 777 have the traffic.
I see them. They're good.
Air Force 777 contact Chicago Center on 127.55. Good day.
Going to 127.55 Air Force 777.
Cessna 5 Sierra Whiskey contact Chicago Center on 128.5. Good day. United 606 Heavy contact Chicago Center on 134.15. Good day.
Chicago Center Air Force 777 is passing flight level 245, climbing flight level 250.
Air Force 777 Chicago Center radar contact. Continue to Benjo. Air Force 777 traffic is 8 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 285, Boeing B748. Report them in sight. Chicago Center Dollar Alpha Romeo Foxtrot 5 Papa Papa 8,900 feet. Dollar Alpha Romeo Foxtrot 5 Papa Papa
All right.
Chicago Center altimeter 30.01 radar contact. Continue.
Air Force 777 have the traffic.
United 21905 heavy contact Chicago Center on 134.15. Good day. Going to 134.15 United 606 heavy.
And now we can cruise.
Chicago Center United 606 heavy.
Now we're just cruising.
990 climbing.
Plane's gonna fly itself. It's gonna turn by itself when it gets to this waypoint.
6 heavy Chicago.
It's gonna do everything by itself until we get ready to descend. We'll start getting everything set up for that.
134.15 United 21905 heavy. Goodbye.
We're in Michigan right now. That's where I'm from. I'm originally from Michigan. It's pretty sick. Oh, do we have our number? We have our. I think we have our number set up for our ILS approach. So it's gonna be 10.9, and then when we get close enough to the runway to the airport, we should be able to intercept that frequency number for the runway and turn on our localizer and approach. We should be over here. We'll hit our localizer first. When we have our diamond, we'll have a little diamond shape that'll come down. Once it hits the middle, we'll hit localizer, and then we'll hit approach. Right when we make our final. Localizer is going to locate the airport. Approach is going to approach and locate the runway. So when we get close enough to the airport, so the plane knows where the airport's at, we'll hit localizer when we get close enough. So the plane should turn by itself without me touching anything. It's going to follow the waypoint completely. You're going to see it. I got my LNAV on. The LNAV does everything for you. It just follows your flight plan that we have programmed in. So watch, I'm not even touching anything. I don't have to turn my head in or nothing. It's just going to follow our flight plan. I can just chill and drink coffee. You can see we're turning right now.
Going to 133.9 Cessna 970.
There we go. Now we're making that little turn. Just a little bit. Just drinking coffee and chilling, man. I'm chilling like a villain. Yeah. Ah. These are good.
Air Force 777 contact Cleveland Center
We're already on Cleveland's airspace?
120.45 Air Force 777. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Air Force 777 flight level 250.
Air Force 777 Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue to COWCH.
There's not much we can do from here, just chill. I don't know why this ain't working though. You gotta hold it? I wonder if you can go in this cockpit, on this door. Wait, on this cabin. Oh, wait, dude.
Cleveland Center, United 60.
How do you walk?
Flight level tree 10, climbing flight level tree 50. United 60, 6 heavy, Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
There's gotta be a way you can go in there, right? We'll pretend people's in there, but that still looks sick. Sick. Alright, it's starting to clear up a little bit in here from Chicago. We're just above the clouds, but beautiful up here.
Traffic is 11 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level tree 20 Airbus A20N. Report them in sight.
Alright, so our overspeed is 360. We're doing good. They want to go 310 on our L. Yeah, so 310. We're gonna drop down to 280 when we make it to McCoy. We got a bit to go though. 162 nautical miles, then we got 205, and then we'll start coming down. It's a 2-hour flight. About. We're already 14 nautical miles into this one. Right?
Cleveland Center, United 21905.
No, until we get into McCoy, right? Or
United 21905.
Cal.
Heavy, Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
And then we're gonna be in that one for a little while. And then we'll go over the water, and then we'll come around into Cleveland. So Cleveland is just on the other side of the water, pretty much, from Michigan. So we have our speed on, our LNAV, our altitude hold, our speed indicator, airspeed are above the horizon. Well, obviously we want to be above, you know, here, right?
Heavy traffic is
Our altitude, our vertical speed indicator, our altimeter. This is our heading. So when I turn my heading, this turns as well, so we can see what we're doing here. And everything I'm doing, the pilot will be able to, the co-pilot will be able to see what I'm doing too. That's why I like Boeing jets. So a lot of wrecks have happened in Airbus over the years. Because on Airbuses they have a joystick, and back in the day I don't know if they changed it, but when you move your joystick, your co-pilot joystick does not move. And there was a couple of inexperienced pilots that, or maybe they did it on purpose, where they held back on the joystick and stalled the plane, and the captain didn't know what was going on because he couldn't see what his co-pilot was doing, or vice versa. Well, on a Boeing jet, when I move my yoke, everything I do, my pilot, co-pilot, or my pilot sees it. I move my yoke, co-pilot sees it. Whatever I do adjusting on here, he's gonna see it on his screens as well. That's why I like Boeing jets a little lot better. They're better to understand. They're better maintenance-wise, I feel like. They're just better all around. Look at that. 777, baby. The God number. What about you? Did your tablet work? How do you get this to work? It shows on the freaking pictures before you buy it that works. And I mean, you can obviously click the button, so it's interactable.
777 contact Cleveland Center on 128.625. Good day.
128.625 Air Force 777. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Air Force.
I mean, I have it on better game mode, so it pretty much changes it automatically. That's fine.
Air Force 777 Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue to FRYYE. Air Force 777 contact Cleveland Center on 119.905. Good day.
I don't know why it says.
39er contact Cleveland Center on
It says I don't. This is how many nautical miles I have until I get to there, right? But then it shows 205 nautical miles right here.
119.905 Air Force 777.
And now it's saying we should start making our descent now.
Cleveland Center Air Force 777 flight level 250.
Air Force 777 Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue to FRYYE.
Do I talk about descent? Let me see. Does it have a top descent on here?
Cleveland Center Cessna Hotel Kilo Whiskey 439er 3,900 feet. Cessna Hotel Kilo Whiskey 439er Cleveland Center altimeter 30.02 radar contact.
I don't see a top of descent, so we're gonna have to make the judge based off what our flight plan says, I guess.
Cleveland Center United 606 Heavy is at flight level 335, climbing flight level 350. United 606 Heavy Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
We'll start our descent, I guess, when we get to this one. I mean, usually it shows the top of descent on your map, but I don't know, I'm very confused right now because this says we have 20 nautical miles, but this says 205 nautical miles. This would be a long flight if this was accurate to. I mean, I'm confused. We're gonna go by what we see here. Because we can see that we're not 205 nautical miles to this waypoint. We can see that. We're almost there. So we're gonna have to just judge our descent based on what we see here. I don't know I mean, because you don't know where the runway is at in comparison to where you're at. So you have to make the judgment based on. We're just gonna have to take a gamble and just do what we see here. When we get to the waypoint, we're gonna go down 24,000 feet, and we'll start making our descent, and then hopefully we will be all right. Like I said, it's my first time flying this plane. Hopefully we don't crash. I know that's not something you want to hear your pilot say, but it looks like we got some bugs on this aircraft.
Cleveland Center United 21905 Heavy flight level 350. United 21905 Heavy Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
So Cleveland's gonna be over here, the other side of the water. I'm pretty sure once we are over here somewhere. Looks strange. Like I said, we have enough fuel. I mean, we have 6%. It's plenty. We still got over 1,000 pounds. We're at 23,000. We're gonna burn what? Roughly 16,000. $13,000 is what we're gonna approximately burn, and that's pretty close. Alright. Plane, we're gonna go ahead and start our descent. 24. If they say anything, well, let's request to decrease.
Cleveland Center Air Force 777. Request flight level 240.
Air Force 777 descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240 Air Force 777.
Let's go down to maybe, we're at 24.
Air Force 777 contact Cleveland Center on 132.45.
Let's see if we can go to 15,000 feet.
132.45 Air Force 777. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Air
Come
Force
on.
777 is at flight level 245, descending flight level 240.
Brickyard tree for 905 heavy contact Cleveland Center on 127.9er. Good day. Air Force 777 Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue to WEEDN. United 80 tree heavy contact Cleveland Center on 127.9er. Good day.
Cleveland Center Air Force 777. Request 17,000 feet.
Air Force 777 descend and maintain 17,000 feet. Cleveland Center, United 606 heavy flight level tree 50. United 606 heavy Cleveland Center radar contact continue.
Descend and maintain 17,000 feet Air Force 777.
Going to 127.9er Brickyard tree for 905 heavy.
We're looking fine. We're looking all right. We're looking all right.
Cleveland Center Southwest 17.
I'm just worried about the localizer, the ILS approach working right.
Flight level 190. Southwest 1775 heavy Cleveland Center altimeter tree 0.01 radar contact continue. United 80 tree heavy Cleveland Center radar contact continue.
Cleveland Center Air Force 777. Request 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777 descend and maintain 17,000 feet. Expect 13,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 17,000 feet. Expect 13,000 feet.
Okay, there's our star.
Air Force 777 descend and maintain 13,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 13,000 feet Air Force 777.
Cleveland Center Cessna November 689er Tango Whiskey flight level tree 20. Cessna November 689er Tango Whiskey Cleveland Center radar contact continue. Cessna 9er Tango Whiskey contact Cleveland Center on 127.9er. Good day. Cessna 9er Tango Whiskey. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Cessna November 689.
Now I'm just waiting for my diamond to appear here in a few.
Cessna November 689er Tango Whiskey Cleveland Center radar contact continue.
Just monitoring everything here. It's gonna take a second for it to go down. Let's wait for it to slow down more. I put the flaps on a little too soon before we slow down our speed.
United 606 Heavy contact Cleveland Center on 132.25. Good day. Air Force 777 contact Cleveland Center on 132.25. Good day.
132.25 Air Force 777. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Air Force 777 is at 12,800 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777 Cleveland Center altimeter 29.999 radar contact. Continue to MAAK. Cleveland Center United 606 Heavy flight level 350. United 606 Heavy Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
So we have to wait for us to level out. I brought my speed down a little late. We should be at 216, but we'll be all right because we'll just put our flaps at like 15 or 20 to help slow it down more. So we're fine. We still got plenty of time.
United 219 Heavy flight level 350.
That's why I'm just trying to get us down quicker.
United 219 Heavy Cleveland Center
Okay,
radar
so
contact.
there's our diamond. There's our diamond appearing now. Once that gets to the middle, we can localize the airport. We can intercept the airport.
2,700 feet
That's
below
fine.
assigned altitude.
Fuck you. I need to get lower. What do you mean? 13,000 feet ain't gonna have no time to do shit.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet Air Force 777.
She's tripping.
Cleveland Center Southwest 1775 Heavy is passing flight level 270, climbing flight level 330.
Last time I listened to ATC, it didn't go well.
1775 Heavy Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
Cleveland Center Air Force 777. Request 9,000 feet.
Air Force 777 climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet Air Force 777.
Not doing that.
Cleveland Center Air Force 777. Request 6,000 feet.
Air Force 777 descend and maintain 6,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet Air Force 777.
Air Force 777 contact Cleveland Center on 120.775. Good day.
Now we'll wait for our speed to drop a little bit.
120.775 Air Force 777. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Air Force 777 is passing 6,500 feet, descending 6,000 feet.
Air Force 777 Cleveland Center altimeter 29.999 radar contact. Continue to MA.
Alright, we'll give it flaps 1. That should slow it down a little bit more.
Cleveland Center United 606 Heavy flight level 350. United 606 Heavy Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
Flaps 2. It's gonna help slow us down.
Air Force 777, please expedite your descent 6,000 feet.
Fuck you.
Cleveland Center, Southwest 1775 Heavy, is passing flight level 330, climbing flight level 370. Southwest 1775 Heavy, Cleveland Center, radar contact.
I can't see, so I have to go based off my instruments because I can't see nothing. Our diamond's right here, but we haven't intercepted the runway yet. Or the airport or nothing. But it should start, once it starts moving, we should be able to intercept.
Air Force 777, please expedite your descent 6,000 feet.
I gotta watch my speed here that we don't pick up when we decrease. Okay, that's good. Alright. Then once that diamond moves to the middle, we should be able to hit approach. We'll intercept the airport, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. It's not something you want to hear your pilot say, but whatever. That's funny. Where are we at? Right here? That's way off from what we see right here. Yeah, good thing I know how to read the instruments, because I can't see nothing. So we just gotta trust our instruments. Airport somewhere is over here. That's why we're doing an ILS approach. This is why you would do an ILS system. You know, instrument landing system. This is why you would use it. And we're getting fuel though. That's fine. We got plenty of fuel though. No, we don't. Actually, wait. Or they might be sure, but it shows we have 20,000 right here. We have fuel in our reserves. Shit. We're just gonna cheat a little bit. I forgot to put more. Okay, no one saw that. That's fine. Oh, there's a diamond. Let's keep an eye on that diamond. Keep eyeing that diamond. I might be able to hit localizer now, to be honest, but we'll hit it. I think we're gonna be all right. Then we gotta watch for our glide slope. It's hard to keep your plane on a glide slope on autopilot, man. It's very tough.
Air Force 777, you are 24 miles east. Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6
There's
right
no
approach
way I would
default
make that.
transition. Clear
210 speed?
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
Not doing
ILS
that.
runway 6 right approach
I wouldn't make.
default
Last time I
transition.
listened to them, they were wrong, and I fucking overshot the runway. Like they didn't even tell me to land.
777 contact approach on
Fuck it.
126.55. Good day.
126.55 Air Force 777.
So we haven't intercepted that yet.
Goodbye.
We'll just gradually go
Approach
slower.
Air Force 777 is at 5,400 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
Air Force 777 approach altimeter 30.00 radar contact. Continue to glow.
Man, I guess we are still a little bit of ways away. I guess they may be right. Yeah, we are probably a little too low, but uh-oh, there's our glide slope. That's appearing. Downtown Cleveland. I mean, we're good at this speed. I'm not worried about it.
Air Force 777, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
Fuck you. We do what we want around here. I mean, next time I'll listen to them, but last time I did, they never spoke to me. They were like bugged out. There we go. That's coming to life. Maybe they got it fixed. 'Cause last time it was like a bug. I think it's I think it's localizer.
Air Force 777, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
All right, that's almost in the middle. So there we go.
Air Force 777, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
No.
Approach Southwest 4571 Heavy is at 6,000 feet, climbing
Everybody else can see that we're not following instructions.
United 619er Heavy, you are 14 miles.
See what I mean? I'm too high.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not
She
above
didn't tell me
210 knots. Expect
where I was
ILS
supposed to be. I
runway
told you she was going. She didn't tell me to go lower.
Cleared to HICKR. Air Force 777, please expedite.
See what I mean?
13,000 feet.
The airport's right there. What do you mean?
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 6 right approach via RUHSH transition.
We're not gonna make this, bro.
RUHSH
Too high.
Southwest 4571 Heavy. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 left approach via HICKR transition. Cleared to HICKR United 619er Heavy. Air Force 777, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
We're way too high. She wants me to climb 13,000 feet in the runway right here.
Southwest 4571 Heavy.
Taking over.
9 miles southwest of Cleveland. Contact
I need to get back on the glide slope, so I need to pay attention to this diamond.
when inbound on the approach.
See that diamond right there?
Air Force 777, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
It's hella laggy. See that diamond?
On 124.5 southwest 4571 Heavy.
My landing gear down. Landing gear down. My landing gear's down, bro. What do you mean? Yeah, now we're on the glide slope.
United 619er Heavy traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 3,300 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. Air Force 777, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
I didn't even crash. What was that? It doesn't help I get the guy landing gear. My fucking wait. It said my landing gear was down, but I guess it wasn't. I pushed the button. That's what happened. We didn't have our landing gear out. I don't like the bugs in this game. So first of all, I pushed it and it didn't come out. So that sucks. Second of all, the air traffic controller is not leading me to the right altitude she wants me to be at 13,000 feet when I'm at the runway. So she fucked me. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, dude, this game, it's got some bugs, man. I mean, he did tell me landing gear, but I fucking put the landing gear down. Nice. I was wondering why the hell I wasn't getting to the ground. Alright, I'm gonna take a break for a second and then we're gonna play